So let's talk about the real question for today. Which is commissioning artists. This one is very, very tricky. Very tricky. And we're going to have to navigate this one kind of carefully. So let's just start from the beginning. Whether we are looking for someone on Fiverr or Twitter, no matter what, in the beginning, we always want to look at reviews. Right from the get-go. Look at reviews, look at reviews, look at reviews. Now, I'm in the strong belief that there is never 100% positive reviews. Especially if you see somebody on Fiverr or on Twitter with 200 plus reviews. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with 100% positive. There's always one or two or even, 10 negatives of some kind, right? Whether it be a 1 to 4 stars, not usually a 5 out of 5. The other thing you should do is look at all the reviews, or look at as many as possible reviews and see what the people are saying, right? If a lot of the people are saying the exact same 5 words of wow, this was great, excellent, you gotta tread carefully, because there are people out there that do fake reviews, right? It's not that hard. You can honestly go to websites, buy fake reviews. You can make a new account and hire yourself and leave a fake review, right? You want to find people that have a whole bunch of different reviews, and usually on the reviews there should be something that's very descriptive, right? Also, while you're looking for reviews, look at if people talk about if it's on time, right? But nothing should be 100% amazing or perfect from anybody. Now, if that artist is first starting out, okay, sure, I can see that. But if they're over 200 plus, I can't see every single 200 plus commission being absolutely perfect. Somebody's going to get angry somewhere. It's just inevitable, right? Not everybody connects with every artist unless they are super lucky. Look for reviews that are same word for word, usually have bad English, to help weed out paid reviews. Yeah, right. There's a huge problem on Amazon right now where there's a lot of companies like giving people massive discounts if they give positive reviews, right? So there could be something similar going on. You have to be careful. Not number, but the second thing you guys should do if you're going to commission an artist is never hire the first one you see. Always look around and see what others are offering and saying. Now, like I'm going to use Starlight for an example. If I saw Starlight very first time, I'm going to go look at another 10 other artists, right? I'm going to see what those other 10 artists are like, and I might come straight back to Starlight. But look at 10 other artists, 9 other artists, 5, right? Look around, see what other people are saying, see what other people put in their disclaimers. Do they offer refunds, cancellations? See how well they communicate with the people that do commission them, right? Whether and what I mean by that is, like, a lot of the times, artists on Twitter will post the art that they were just commissioned, be like, I just did art for blah 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 blah. Look at and see what that person said, the person that they commissioned, or the commissioner, and see if the commissioner replied to it and be like, oh my god, that was amazing, or that was amazing, but it took you a while to get it to me, right? But always look around, right? You could hire the first person you see, but look around first. Don't be like, a lot of people I've noticed is they find the one artist, they feel like they connect with that one artist right off the bat, and they start foaming in the mouth, and they're just tunnel vision on that one person, right? They're seriously tunnel vision. They don't want to look anywhere else. They feel a connection. Like, don't do that. Look around. Totally agree. I even told someone to feel free to check out if somebody would take their ideas on Twitter/Fiverr first, so they knew all their options. Yeah, so there we go. So those are some tips what you guys should do, right? These 3 are probably the big ones that you can apply to pretty much anything, whether it's emotes, backgrounds, so on and so forth, right? Now, what you should do, whether you are hiring someone on Twitter or Fiverr, okay? A lot of people automatically and immediately hire. And a lot of people think, oh my god, that's such a good idea. It's not. Don't hire immediately. What you should be doing is ask questions. So what do you ask? Right? Honestly, you should be looking for certain things on their profile, but don't worry about looking for those certain things. Let's just ask the artist and get an actual answer from the artist, right? So what's some questions we can ask them? So the first question I always ask is lead time, right? When can I expect the art to be done? Well, the portfolio should be on their Twitter, right? Portfolio should be on the Twitter/Fiverr account automatically, right? They should have something linked like that. If they don't have that, then yes, that should be number 1. But I always start off with lead time. And chat, this is not any particular order. You could do it whatever way you want. Okay, this is just 100% me. So, okay, lead time. When can I expect it? Okay. One thing you should never do, I've done this and it's bitten me in the butt once and once only, is take your time. Never do that. Right? It happened to me once when I said take your time. I didn't get the thing I commissioned for months and months and months and months and months. And they said they were going to do this stuff on stream, and I was going to see it on stream, and they were going to, you know, live updates on their website. And honestly, just like how Rose was talking, you know, about their website, or that person's website, and that status not changing, I went through that. I went through that myself. So never tell an artist to take their time. If an artist says 2 weeks, if an artist says 4 weeks, right? That's the deadline. That is the deadline, period. Okay? If they make an excuse, right, of I can't get it done because of X, Y, or Z, or in Canada, like I say, is Z, then you can either cancel right away or give them one, and only one, and I mean only one time to have an excuse. No, it wasn't on Fiverr. For me, it was a Twitter commission. Oh, it was actually a community commission. But honestly, they only have one time that they could give an excuse. If they use that one time on an excuse and they can't still deliver, right, 2 weeks after, you cancel it. Done and done. Sorry, my dude, ain't fucking happening. On Fiverr especially, right on the commission page, and when you buy the order, it gives you a lead time. And if those artists don't honor the lead time, if they're late or whatever, Fiverr steps in and refunds you. That's why I like Fiverr. Because Fiverr will, you know, it does cost a little bit of extra. They are the middleman, but at least they're there to protect the customer and the artist, right? So, lead time. That's very important. Second question that you guys should always ask for, honestly, is what Amy said: commercial use. Because I am someone that makes content online, because I am someone that is making money off what I do, I need to have commercial use for literally everything. For this background that you guys see behind me, for my model, for everything. I've had to manager and routine. So they asked when to be done. I immediately got done. Well, sometimes you got to be a Karen. That's totally fine. But commercial use. But some of you are going to be like, well, Senpai, I only make $5 or $10 from my streams. Tough shit. That's commercial use. If you are making a penny, commercial use. Right? Even if it's a penny, chat, it's commercial use. Me? I am going to screw that up. I'll do my best to remember that. I apologize if I've been saying it wrong this whole time. But commercial use is a must. If they say these horrible words, don't worry about it, don't hire them. Seriously, Don't hire them. There are a lot of people that will say something around these lines of don't worry about it, avoid at all costs, do not go past go, do not collect $200, run, 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 run. Forrest Gump did it best. You follow Forrest Gump, okay? Seriously. What you should do and what they should have generally is a price for commercial use, right? It will be $10, $20, $100, depending the cost of the item, but there will usually be an extra fee. There usually is on Fiverr, especially for commercial use. Spend the extra $5, $10 and get the commercial use. Very important. How do you know if you got the commercial use? Do you need a contract or something? So if you're hiring on Fiverr, typically you will, it's right on the invoice. On Twitter, this is where it gets different, but we'll touch up on that in a minute, because I'm going to blow your guys' minds away with certain information that you don't know or even consider. But the third thing you should ask for, and I don't see anybody ask this at all, honestly, is do you have any references? References. I apologize again. I'm not up to snuff brain-wise, but you should ask people for references. If they don't have a decent portfolio, if their Fiverr profile is a little bare, ask them for references. Honestly, right? There's nothing wrong with them being like, oh yeah, if you want to see my art live, or if you want to see somebody using the 2D model or 3D model I made, this is their stream link. Right? And then they'll link you their stream. They really will. Or they'll link you to the streamers that they made emotes for, or something like that. Right? If they don't have a portfolio, ask for references. It's not rude. It's not rude at all. It's good. Right? It really is. If you suspect some art theft, ask the client if that person was actually done their art. Yeah, you could. But there was something else that I showed in my Fiverr video that you guys can do if you are even remotely curious. I wonder if it has. I'm going to use this guy for an example. Oh, yeah, search for that instead. Crap. Anime background. For example, on Fiverr, what you guys can do is find somebody that you might like, click on their image, right click. Okay, so this is a thing for Chrome. So on Chrome, it'll allow you to right click on the image and then search image with Google Lens. So it doesn't have it in Firefox, but if you right click on the image, you can search Google for this image, and then you can see if there's any search results that might be linking this image to the actual artist themselves, or the actual owner of said image, right? That's one way you could find art theft. You guys could check out my Fiverr video if you're curious on seeing that particular function. I do cover it in that particular video. But there's other things we should ask, right? The other important thing, especially if you guys are more on the Twitter side, and this doesn't really apply to Fiverr because Fiverr covers you on this particular subject, but cancels, right? And is there, you know, cancellation fee, right? I know I spelled that wrong. That's gonna bug me, right? Is there a cancellation fee? Some artists do allow free cancellations, right? But if you, for example, are commissioning someone and you just don't vibe with them, right? If they're sending you guys, what's the word? It's not the actual finished art, but it's the concept art. Is that what the word I'm looking for? Concept art? Before it's colored in and shaded and so on and so forth. I think that's what it's called. You guys know the word I'm trying to, sketches. Thank you. Sketches, right? If you guys aren't vibing with the sketches, stop right now. Thank you very much. Just stop right then and there, right? And don't go further. Cancel it. If there's a cancellation fee of a few dollars, right? I want to say cancellation fee, me personally, no more than 10% of the commission. That might be different. But Starlight might know better. Well, we'll definitely know better than me, but what a standard cancellation fee would be. But cancel it. But always ask about cancellations. How much is it? Right? If they get super defensive, I can't spell today. Holy crap. I'm just going to short form it. My brain's literally not working. But if they get super defensive and super offended, right? Don't even continue. Just stop. Just stop. Right? Just don't even go with that artist. I don't care how much you like their art. Just stop it. Especially if they get defensive and especially if they get offended. Just stop. Okay. One thing, cancellation fees will usually depend on how far along the higher you're at the color stage versus sketch stage. Fair enough. And actually mention prices, please. I want to ask a graphic designer what they charge for layouts and emotes, and they couldn't answer right. Okay, so let's talk about that. Pricing, right? / quotes. Ask them, how much do you charge? Right? Give them reference sheets. Right? We'll get to revisions in a minute. Right? Pricing and quotes. Ask how much you charge, give reference sheets. Give them the ability to properly quote you. And I'm going to show you guys an example on Fiverr on what you can look for. So this is, again, just straight up an example. This is a Fiverr example. Hopefully I'm not in the way, but as we see right here, 7 days delivery. So we know within 7 days from making this order, we expect the model. They only offer one revision. Some artists will offer more. They do rigging, one character, and project file delivery. They also have in their about, I will draw and rig your character. Packs include PSD model, which a lot of people don't even include, with separate layers for zip, file ready for VTuber programs, basic animations, so on and so forth. Be free to ask any questions and have a nice day, right? They actually ask you, or they actually tell you, if you have any questions, ask me, right? On Fiverr, I sent multiple paragraphs of details exactly how much I want, have to have references, and ask, can you do this and how much would it cost? Exactly. Right? Ask. You guys know I have something called Senpai's Lo-Fi, which is copyright-free, DMCA-free music. Links for it in the description down below. Not self-plugging, but there's my self-plug, right? The brand new composer I hired has a price on their page, and that price is mostly for you know, when they use samples and such. And I DM them and I'm like, how much is it? No samples, 100% made by you. Give me that price. This is the type of music I want. I sent them examples of lo-fi that I wanted from them. They came back with a price. I agreed with the price. We actually hassled, or we negotiated a little bit, and then we went for it. But always, 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 always get the pricing and the quotes down before you order. Number 6, which Nikki asked, revisions. Right? Ask about how many you get. If they tell you you get 0 revisions, run away. Again, no thank you. I'm good. Right? Depending on what the art is, how complex the art is, you should be able to not get full complete revisions. Again, depending on how complex the art is. But if it's something super and easy, like a small little emote, like one emote, you should be able to get a couple of revisions out of that. If it's something like a 3D scenic city, you know, you might get 1, right? But to know how much revisions is reasonable for that particular art, you should have, at this particular point, looked around, right? You should have, at this particular point, shopped around and seeing what the norm is from other artists, right? If other artists are offering 6 revisions for emotes, and this is just an example, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but if, for example, they're offering 6 revision for emotes and the guy you are considering to hire only offers 0 or 1, might not be a good choice. It honestly might not be. Right? Because what if you don't like how the hair's done? Right? So they trim back their hair and then you see, okay, because Senpai's hair was covering one eye, I don't like how the eyes are done. Can we change up the eyes just a little bit? You know, if there's only 1 revision, you got your 1 revision of hair being trimmed back a little bit. Nothing more. And revisions should only be done within reason. Right? It should be tiny adjustments here and there. Not complete. And again, I could be completely wrong. Starlight, you can please correct me if I am wrong, or anybody that is artist in chat right now, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't believe revisions should be a complete wipe and start over again. I feel revisions should be tiny adjustments here and there. That's what I consider a revision, personally, for me to be. But not a complete delete and restart. Again, that's my opinion. Now, let's talk about legalese, chat. Let's talk about some legal stuff, shall we? When you commission an artist, say you went through all these all of these and you're like, I want to hire you, and you did all this talking and negotiations in Twitter, should you continue in Twitter DMs? The answer to that is no. Once you guys figure out everything done in Twitter, get it in an email. The court system in California and in Canada consider emails contracts. SMSs or DMs are not contractual. Okay? Agreements are not contracts. So let's split it up. Yes? No. This law will vary from country to country, state to state, province to province. You'll have to look up your local laws, but typically the person that you're commissioning from, that's where it's going to mostly exist. But everything should be done in email, not in DMs. What should be in that email? Very good, Snarky. What should be in that email? Everything, and I mean everything. I don't care if it's a copy pasta, but everything should be written out that you talked about in the DMs into the email. Absolutely everything. Right? Or if you guys at the very end came up with a conclusion, then that conclusion of everything you guys said should be in the email. You send the email to them, or they send the email to you, you or them reply, and then you have to, or they have to say, I agree with these terms. Right? So everything here, lead time, commercial use, references, cancellation fees, pricing, revisions, all this should be in the email. All of it. Every single one, 1 through 6, should be in that email. No ifs, ands, or buts. If they say, I don't want to do this in email, Twitter DMs are fine, Discord messages are fine, you stop. You stop. And you do not order. Because if this has to go to court, right? And I'm talking, chat, in terms of if you're spending hundreds or thousands, right? Literally, there's no reason why you can't have this in an email, because if this goes to court, this is your evidence. What about attaching screenshots of the DMs? Yep, you could. I would no matter what, write it all out, have them agree, and I would attach the original screenshots. Sure, why not? but they have to agree to it in the email regardless. And you should write this all out, the final conclusion to all of it, because chat, this is a contract that you're forming, right? Contracts matter. Agreements do not. Contracts do, not agreements. So no matter what, don't be lazy. Literally just write it all out. PKI signature to throw on there, even better. Yeah. But depending on the law in your local area, so on and so forth, it might be just enough for them to just reply. And most of the time it is. I agree with these terms. Done. Now you can start. Now you can send payment over. Actually, that's what I forgot to mention. Number 7. This one is funny. And this one is not very commonly practiced in the VTubing community. I've very much noticed. But it is very much so when you hire contractors for your home, so on and so forth. Fiverr, this is not an issue because Fiverr is the middleman. The artist does not get paid until the job is 100% done. If there is a problem, Fiverr will refund you directly. But honestly, chat, 50% payment up front. Me personally, my personal opinion, I would not put more than 50%. If you give the artist 100% and they do not deliver, you're now out 100%. And we've seen people on Twitter talk about this. They pay an artist 100%, then they delete their Twitter account. And then what? Right? Especially if you're someone that's not very confrontational, right? And you don't want to reach out to PayPal or your credit card company or your banking, right? At least you only lose 50% if they decide to go. At least you only lose 50% if they completely if you guys do not connect or agree to things. Only pay 50%. This is my again, this is 100% my opinion. This is what I feel, especially if you're hiring people off Twitter. So important for both sides. It protects both sides. I have lost payment on custom sculptures, not doing 50% in the beginning. Yeah. Right? So if an artist says, no, you have to pay me 100%, walk away. Again, 100% my opinion. That is it. But if it was me, Senpai, walk the hell away. You don't need to talk to them any further. Just don't even let them negotiate with you. Because if they're trying to screw you around in the beginning, they're just going to do nothing but screw you around later on. Right? They really could. They probably will. So 50%. I think that's reasonable. So we got that. So we got 1 through 7 pretty much taken care of. We know that everything has to be contractually within an email. Okay. And we know that DMs and SMSs are not contractual, and agreements are not contractual, depending on the state and the country you live in. In Canada, and from what I understand, in most US states, agreements are not contracts. Yeah. I have paid an artist 100% upfront. If I personally know this artist, and chat, like this is when you like don't know people, and this is for people that you kind of sort of know. But like, I'll fully admit, Starlight, I paid 100% upfront. I didn't want to do 50%. I know Starlight, I know her work, and I trust her. So I'd rather get that over and done with now than worry about it down the road. That's me personally, because I know her. But 100% upfront for somebody that you don't know, that you only met on Twitter DMs and talked to in Twitter DMs, and you're sending them thousands of dollars or hundreds, or money that you can't afford to lose or be without some sort of something in return, completely crazy. Completely crazy. Okay. This is pretty much everything that I need you guys to really think about and consider when you hire artists. Because this is important stuff. It really is. And is this a 100% perfect? 100% you're not going to get screwed? Probably not. But this list here, 1 through 7, is definitely ways for you to be screwed a little bit less, especially here with number 7 with 50% payment. Like, for example, Rose was like in Discord, I'm sorry, Rose, talking about this on live stream, but you're like too good of an example, right? This person has gone on for 4 weeks without any kind, from what I understand from the messages, without any kind of delivery of any product, right? If you only did a 50% deposit, you would have been only out 50% if you decided to move on. Another thing that you guys should, before I go too far with this, another thing that you guys should do and be wary of is when people say no refunds. Now, you should have already talked about this in the pricing and quotes and the lead time. But what you guys should also put in here, I guess we should do like number 8. 8 weeks? It's not 4, it's 8 freaking weeks. Holy shit. Okay. 8 weeks without any kind of delivery of any product. Holy shit. Okay. I totally misread that. I thought it was only 4. Wow, I'd be on their case right now. Oh my god. Okay. Back on track, Senpai. Let's go. Back on track. Sorry. Okay. So another thing you guys should talk about with the person that you are commissioning, if, right, and it should be a big if, you don't deliver on time, there should be some non-delivery clause. And if the person plans on delivering this to you, they shouldn't have a problem with this whatsoever. They really shouldn't. But if you don't deliver on time, you have the right to cancel. And full refund. Okay. I'm sorry, my big head's blocking that. But if they don't make the delivery on time, and this is also, you know, if they make endless excuses, right? Oh, this happened, or that happened, or this happened, and then my aunt got hit by a meteor, and then my baby brother got hit by a lightning bolt, and then Superman ran over my mom, and then everything else. Like, no, sorry, bro. Like, and this is entirely up to you what you find is within reason. But if you don't deliver on time, you have the right to cancel and a full refund, right? I saw that it was mentioned that the artist doesn't provide refunds. That does not matter. That does not matter. In my personal opinion, even if they write no refunds, if things have not been delivered, get a refund. No refunds, I feel, should happen if, right? Actually, not if. No refunds after the product was delivered. Right? If the product was delivered, I could honestly agree with no refunds. I honestly do. Don't let artists tell you to pay through friends and family. Okay, that's for PayPal. Yeah. So, yeah. That I can understand. No refunds after everything was delivered. So let's add number 9 here, because Starlight brought up a very good one. So PayPal, because you are commissioning someone on Twitter, you are going to have to go through PayPal. PayPal is the third party. PayPal is the middleman. So there's 2 ways for you guys to pay for your invoices, and this is what you have to do, chat. PayPal, you have to get. This is not a negotiation. If I find out any of you do not do this, I will find you and I will slap you so hard your ancestor will feel it. I promise you that. You have to get an invoice. Okay? Do not commission through their Ko-Fi or tipping page on Stream Elements or anything like that. Do not do that, right? You better get an invoice. And some invoices can also include, I believe, if it's a custom invoice, if I could fucking spell, everything from 1 through 7. So everything that you sent in that email and they replied to, yes, this is good, they could also include in the invoice. Okay. What you also have to do, okay, chat, very freaking important here. Okay. Do not do friends or family transfers. You will not be protected. PayPal sees this as the same thing as basically loaning money to your family member or a friend. Literally, that's what it is. And as such, if there's a dispute or anything, PayPal will give you the middle finger and they will tell you to go pound sand and they will not help you out. They won't. Okay. You do have to get it It's not called friends and family. It's called paying for a service, I think it is. I believe that's what it is. Starlight, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I believe it's called paying for a service. Whoops, I don't know what just happened there. Where do we go? Up here. Goods and services. That's what it is. Goods and services. Right? You do pay for goods and services because if the person you hired decided to not honor your agreement, you send that email, because you listened to me, to PayPal. And because you listened to me, all the terms and conditions that you guys laid out was in the invoice. If it's possible, you can now dispute that with PayPal, and PayPal will help you. They will help you. Okay? They will. I promise. They will help you one way or another. Do it. Do it. Okay? Okay? Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Goods and services? Good. Friends or family? Bad. Ko-Fi or tipping through Streamlabs, Stream Elements? Bad. Don't do it. Get it in an invoice. If you can, get everything included in the invoice. Okay? Okay? This is important. Whether you guys are a 0 viewer streamer or a 1,000 viewer streamer, this is stuff you guys need to know now. And this is stuff that you guys can use as a 0 viewer streamer or content creator, follower. And this is something you can use as somebody that has 100,000 followers or subs, or 1 million or 2 million. All this stuff can be applied all the way down. So please, capture this, upload it, clip it. I'll turn it into a YouTube video if you guys want me to, so you guys could always refer to this later on down the road. But please, 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 please do these 9 things. Okay? Okay? It's very important. And if you guys have this as an invoice, just so you know, because a lot of you don't yet, might be tax deductible. Because if you guys in the States set up your LLC, or you guys in the best country in the world called Canada, you start your LTD, right? You can submit this invoice to the IRS for your business, and this can be tax deductible. Again, yeah, a business expense. Yeah, business expense. That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry, business expense. Okay, so you could potentially get money back from this. So keep it in as an invoice, get your emails, and listen to Senpai, and if you got questions, ask them. Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad we had this conversation and discussion. I will open up to the floor for questions, and